Hello, I'm Jerry Kaifetz, and I'd like to talk to you today about depression. What is depression? A psychiatrist would define depression as a mental disorder characterized by low mood and a loss of interest in normally pleasurable activities, accompanied by low self-esteem. Is that what depression is? Is depression a mental disorder? Others would characterize depression as just having lost one's way in life and not having hope or understanding or knowing exactly why that took place or what the path to recovery might be. The difference between how some people deal with depression and others, I think, has a lot to do with whether or not they know how they got there and they have a way out. It's one thing to be lost, it's another thing to be lost without a compass. So let me talk to you today about what I've experienced in dealing with people in terms of what kinds of people deal well with depression, what kinds of people are generally happy people, and what kinds of people have depression that seems to take a greater toll in their lives. The first thing that I think is important to understand is that people who are well-adjusted, well-balanced, and happy have a meaningful identity. They understand that their life is not an accident. They didn't come here in terms of what they believe and understand through a series of random mutations, let's say, as evolutionary theory would tell us. How can you ever really have an understanding of what life is all about if you believe that? I think that the deck is stacked against you if you do. And by the way, you can see a series that I did on evolution versus creation to get a better understanding of why this is just simply not true from a scientific and rational point of view. For the believer, for the Christian, for the person of faith, here's the understanding that they have, and here is what is part and parcel of their personal identity. They believe that they are accepted in the beloved, to quote the description given in the scriptures of that person. They believe that they have a personal relationship with the Creator. They believe that they matter, that they were a part of His design, and not just a part of His design, but in fact the pinnacle of that design. Now, I'm here to tell you, that does something for you when you really do get a hold of that, when you internalize that, when that's not just a belief, but that's a core part of your identity as a human being. The other thing that we find that people who have peace tend to be characterized by is that they have a good, solid, well-defined moral code. They have moral clarity, in other words, however they may have achieved that, and they are at peace with their execution of that moral code. To put it another way, they're at peace with their conscience. There isn't something that they've done that's haunting them. And in the case of somebody who has something like that in their past, and they know what it is, they can identify it, then there is no path to peace short of having a reconciliation, having a redirection, making that right, in other words. The person of faith knows and understands not only that he matters to the Creator, to his Creator, but in the Christian view, that person comes to an understanding very quickly that they have a personal level of meaning to God, that they have a personal relationship with God. And what they understand is, what they come to understand is, first of all, God is all-powerful, God can do anything, and secondly, God has your best interest in mind. You know what that means? That means that things can't really turn out badly for an extended period of time. That means that somebody has the power and the desire and the caring to make your life turn out positively and to help you through the roadblocks that seem to come. So there's a look at depression. There's a look at a way out of depression, or the beginnings of a way out of depression. And really, the way to really soar above that, I think, is to really develop that personal relationship that we have with God. Now, does it come at a price? Yes, it comes at a price. And that price is this. You have to understand that God's will for your life is where your happiness lies. To put it the way the Bible has expressed it, in His favor is life, in His favor. So maybe if people who really are prone to chronic depression will stop trying to direct their own lives and kind of look at the owner's manual for the human being, which I believe is the Bible, and study that and look at that and look at the great passages of wisdom that have to do with identifying the kinds of people that have problems in life, the reason they have problems in life, and the way around those problems. This is the beginning of a reestablishment of life. This is the beginning of leaving behind the days of depression and darkness and doubt. I hope you'll take a look at my website, jerrykbooks.com. You can see there my life story, the way that all this came about for me. This has been made into a radio drama, and it has been heard around the world, 35 countries, 2 million to 3